Welcome to day 17 of the BeReel365 series. Today's question is, what motivates you to live a meaningful life? And before I get into what motivates me specifically to live a meaningful life, I want to give first some context leading up to that question and also to define what is a meaningful life in the first place. How would you define that? The first question I want to pose to you, and I'm not going to directly answer this, I want you all to answer this for me, is would you choose greater meaning in life or greater happiness? And will greater meaning lead to greater happiness? We've talked about happiness and sadness over the last couple of days, and I mentioned that they are two of the basic human emotions that we exhibit on a daily basis. And I also mentioned that they are fleeting emotions. They tend to fade away. I mentioned yesterday as well in regards to sadness that sadness is not altogether a bad thing. Sadness can actually be a good thing. It is within traumatic experiences within our own lives that we learn about ourselves, and hopefully we take those experiences and grow. A lot of people tend to focus on those negative experiences and only focus on the fact that those things happen to them. These people are commonly referred to as past negative people, meaning these are the people that you hear saying all the time, oh, well, you don't know the way that I grew up. I grew up with an alcoholic father, or I grew up poor, or this and that. Whatever the meaning is, you all have heard it. The flip side of that are past positive people. These are the people that constantly in their minds live in the past because they're so unhappy with their current state of being. You hear these people say things like, oh, do you remember when we used to grow up and we did this and that, and we used to play here? Or, oh, you remember when we were in college and it was so fun and we can drink every night? And those are past positive people. To them, those are the positive experiences that they relive on a daily basis because they're just unhappy with their current state of life. Then you have the complete opposite side of the spectrum, which is someone like me quite often, which is I tend to think in the future a lot. So I have a lot of goals for myself personally, relationships, business, financially. And so I'm constantly thinking about where I want to be in life. I'm constantly thinking about my future, almost to a point of being a detriment to my current state, to my current present. I tend to almost, for lack of better words, check out a lot of times because I'm in my head so much about business that I'm working on, or projects that I'm working on, or fitness goals that I'm working on, that I'm constantly thinking about where I'm going to go and not taking the time to be mindful of where I am in my present. I think it's important to be in the present, but not defined by our present. To me, happiness, being happy, is having a purpose. That would be my personal answer for that. Happiness lives in the present. Purpose lives in the future, but is operated within the present. To live a life of purpose, for me, has a few different meanings. It is giving back as much value as I can to other people. It is helping my community in some way. It is having a sense of fulfillment that I am able to facilitate in some way, even if it's minuscule, some kind of positive experience in as many people's lives as possible. So how do you find meaning in your own life? Viktor Frankl would say that the best way to find meaning in your own life is to not try to find meaning in your own life. Stop trying to look for it. Meaning is found in the pursuit of the happiness. It is found in the pursuit of trying to love others as fully as possible, in pursuing your dreams, in pursuing amazing experiences, and in the process, you'll discover the meaning. But don't be somebody that is so afraid to take the step towards your purpose that you in turn never achieve meaning out of your life. Don't accept the fear that is behind taking that initial step. You must take action. I promise you that if you just take the first step, if you just simply take action, it will lead you to your purpose, and in turn will lead you to have a fulfilled, meaningful life. Viktor Frankl was an Auschwitz survivor, a Holocaust survivor. He lost his entire family, and he said that the only way that he could get through the days of that horrific event was because he found a purpose in life, which was helping the other people in the camp get through their days. And so he found the meaning of his life through the purpose. The same way for me, and in the same way that you all can do it, is without actually finding it and looking for it, is, well, I'll just give you my example. I know that I love making videos, and I know that I love telling people's story through video. And so I have found that one of my purposes in life is to do exactly that. To, as many times as I'm able, tell the stories of everyday people that you walk past all the time, that you have no idea who they are and what they've gone through, and how it could be in some way or another of value and a huge help in your own life. And so the meaning that I've gotten out of this for me, and how that leads to a meaningful life, is that if I can just continue to do this, to provide this sort of value and to tell these people's stories for as long as possible, then I will in turn feel fulfilled in life, which in turn will generate a feeling of living a meaningful life.